passions is the weavers, all right, in particular the weavers. And I did a presentation some while ago on this. I thought if I didn't go too long, I'd throw this one for you. Basically, the bird you see there is what we call the orange bishop weaver. It's a cock bird, and he's in that colour for 6 to 7 months of the year. After that, he looks like a sparrow. Some of these are just shots, so I'll just go through them. That cockbird's been my main, I've got other cocks and breeds for about 4 years now. I'll just go through them. There's a close relative. That's the grenadier weaver. The only difference between that and all this here is that the main one is he has black on the top of his head and black under his chin, where the orange bishop has orange under the chin. There's the female, and in the non-breeding season, he's virtually the same as that, a little bit slightly bigger, but exactly like that. So every year they go from that into the orange and black. Obviously, that female now has got 2 chicks ready to fly, which is incredibly late for them. It gives you an idea of size. That's a red-faced petulia. There's a hen, you can see quite small. Another shot of my own. Now, I just want to show you this slide. This has been around a fair bit now. What that is that's a leaf of Johnson grass, that's a leaf of phalaris, and that's a leaf of phragmites or reeds. Now, just the weaver, for obvious its names, got its name from building its nest. It weaves the nest. And what it does, it tries to get 2 vertical sticks, and it weaves a circle, right? And from that circle, the nest gets built. So the circle is actually its base, even though it's up, it's high. Now, if they use grass, you'll find quite the circles, the grass will shrivel, and the circle changes shape, and the nest is liable to collapse. If he uses the reeds will change colour and shape, but won't change shape. They don't shrink, so the nest stays the same. And so there's your 3 leaves, right? Now there you are. That's what it looks like after about a couple of hours in the sun. You see how the grass is shriveled, the Johnson grass, yet the reeds is still held its shape. Now, I've noticed my tricoloured nuns use the same principle. They strip, they go for, and that's that good grass I told you, that is a grass that doesn't shrivel. So they know more about it than we do. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. There's your 2 uprights. See the circles being built, and off they go. And that's all made from stripped reeds. What they do is they get to the base of the leaf, they nip it through about the thickness of a match, grip it and fly. And they peel off this real long piece of their nest. That's a slightly different, that's a different weaver's nest, but once again you can see how this is the main base to build that. That's an orange bishop's nest, that one. The other one was a grenadier's. Now, interesting fact, see these little bits here? They're what they call triggers. And what they use they're long, thin pieces in, and in the wild, they're used as a warning device. So, and they're normally quite thick than that. So as soon as a predator or something touches that, the bird's out before he can get it. So it's just like, it's an early warning system, and it comes under, and that's what they call triggers. Is mum feeding a chick? What I was saying about earlier about getting birds taken into the haven. See how little that is? That's probably been out 2 or 3 days. And they're just too small to fly around. So the parents take them into that area for protection, and they go out and feed and come back to them. Not much of it, is it? No. I'm quite happy when I breed them though. Couple of young ones. They're lazy little hounds though. They'll feed on the ground, and something comes along and they'll immediately stop what they're doing and start shaking, trying to get fed. And they'll feed, and the parents will feed them and they'll go back and eat themselves. There's us now. That's Japanese milk, by the way, which is a reasonably good thing. There, see the orange? It's the bishop. When you breed weeds, you need them. They're mealworm boxes. And my old mate breeds them now for me, but he's even got more now. But that's, we've got, I think he breeds that, I don't know, he breeds a lot anyway. Orange bishop again, quite happily sitting on old rose flowers. The next one, the Napoleon. The Napoleon Weaver is probably the greatest success story over the last 5 years. It's gone from, I don't know, $2,500 to $3,000 a pair, now to probably $500. And the reason it's dropped so much is because it's been bred so well. It is probably, I like the orange bishop as a better looking bird, but as an aviary bird, it's probably the best weaver of the lot. Mixes with everything. You don't have a problem. And it's quite spectacular fluff, because they fluff up into a yellow and black ball and bounce around on the display. Very, very attractive. Well, that's the South, isn't it? Because that's the South African race, and that's the Taha weaver. There's a female. Where are even the females? There's their nest. Their nests are made purely out of coconut fibre, mine are, and made up here in Sydney exactly the same. They just purely use coconut fibre. That's in the bottle brush tree. Quite spectacular. That's my mate. We're going to Africa in December. We've got to lump 2 of those. One of them $22,000 for a lens. Wow. There we are.
Thank you very much, David. And you've got the obligatory. There's more. Wait, there's more.
I can tell you what.
Will you have to go too much?